Perfect.
Awesome. So I'm James Larson,
I'm Carter Wierig.
and we're going to talk about how we started Certified AI Partners.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to give you guys a brief synopsis of what we were doing before and why we decided to come together and partner up on this business.
Yeah. So I guess let's just kind of start from the beginning. We met on LinkedIn. Yeah, I saw Carter was printing all this cash, setting up open claw setups for real estate agents, and so I reached out to you, wanted to learn more about what you were doing, and we went to lunch from there.
Yeah, James actually bought me lunch a few months ago. It was actually the first time we'd ever met. James bought me Cafe Rio, which was super nice, and we just talked about what we had been doing with AI.
Right, because you were doing these open claw setups for people. You were making $2,000 to $3,000 per setup. You were just printing cash at the time, and that was a very impressive. Because you would walk into the businesses or the brokerages and present to them, and just basically sell the open claw setup.
Yeah, I would literally go to these brokerages, go to their sales meetings, and give a presentation on OpenClaw and what its capabilities were. And through that, I was able to sell 13 setups.
Yeah.
And so it was a crazy experience because I was doing about a presentation a week for a month.
Yeah.
And so it was a busy time for me. And so it was fun that I got the little lunch in and I was able to explain to James what I had been doing.
Yeah. And at the time, I was pivoting. I do voice AI. I was pivoting into broader automation, and I was looking to try and do events, and so I was talking to you about that. And Brendan isn't here with us right now, but he's our third co-founder. He has dominated in the AI space this past year. He's been doing a lot of big things. We can list off just what he does.
Yeah, I mean, he runs an agency called Flownomic, and he does AEO, SEO, and other digital marketing services for companies. And I think he has a lot of clients.
Yeah, he's got 11, 12 companies that he does that for.
Wow.
And he performs really well. He was the first one to kind of really spearhead into the AEO, GEO game locally here in Provo, and he's done very well. Helps companies rank on ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and he does a cool thing where he builds a dashboard for them where they can actually see all of the metrics on what's coming from all the AI sites versus Google and how their SEO is performing.
Yeah. And along with that, he was also doing some fractional AI work for some bigger companies, right?
Yeah. And so then I kind of had the idea of, I was kind of working with Brendan on some things, and then I was like, well, Carter's a sharp tack, we need someone like him. And so then we all kind of partnered, or we're just kind of exploring, what we could do for companies. And and we just kind of all partnered together. And we met with John Cheney, who he kind of leads the space within the fractional AI work, and that's kind of the model we wanted to adopt.
Yeah,
right.
It was really cool because we were on a call with John Cheney, and we were all kind of on there just like talking to him about the fractional AI model, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically when we embed ourselves in the company as a fractional chief AI officer, and we basically run their entire AI. So basically become their AI department. So we were on this call with him, talking with him about it, just asking him questions. Mm-hmm. And at one point, he kind of stopped us and he was like, wait. He's like, so are you guys doing this together or are you not? And he basically was like, you guys need to decide if you're in this together or if you're not going to do this at all. He's like, I would make it a real thing. And so that was kind of the moment where we decided, like, okay, we need to come together and actually form a real company.
Yeah, we met after that, and then we decided on the name Certified AI Partners and made our logo and everything, and that was a little over a month ago, and things have been going well.
Yeah, it's honestly been picking up super fast. So we started out by just contacting a lot of different businesses, reaching out, and just this last week we closed our first paid assessment.
Yeah. With not just any assessment, it's with a big company, Stormwater Pros, obviously, and they do storm drains here in Utah, Arizona, California. And they want a big process automated of how they go from their blueprints to their bidding process, which is pretty cool. That's kind of like the ideal client that we were looking for. And so we got some exciting stuff coming up with that.
Yeah, we're super excited. They're a huge company. They got over 120 employees across 3 states, like you said. And so we're really stoked because we're getting into these bigger companies where we can solve bigger problems and really provide ROI for them.
Exactly. And so let's talk about real quick, Carter, what is a fractional chief AI officer, and why do companies need a fractional chief AI officer? Just tell me your thoughts, and I'll tell mine.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, James. For me, the way I understand it is a fractional chief AI officer comes into the business assesses all the different places where workflows could be implemented,
Yeah.
and actually implements it into the business. Because basically what's going on right now is within businesses, the employees and kind of the different leaders are all using AI on their own, right? Maybe they have a Claude membership, maybe they're using chat, and they're kind of
Yeah.
just all using it personally, right? And there's not a standard across the company. And so a fractional AI officer would come in, standardize AI, standardize the training across the company, and make sure all of the company's tools are connected into one central AI.
Exactly.
And so that way they can have a dashboard that shows them the direct ROI on the AI, instead of
Yeah.
just like guessing, instead of just knowing like, oh, my company's kind of using AI. Fractional AI officer comes in and makes sure that they're getting ROI from what they're paying.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the fractional CFO,
Exactly.
right? Like people, like they run a business, they're really good at what they do, but at the end of the day, they need someone who like can speak the literacy of financial statements to go through the books, put together the financial statements and help them make financial decisions. And it's honestly the same thing with AI. And especially if not even more, because AI changes, how fast,
Every day there's something new coming out.
yeah, and every week we get a new model that's more powerful and powerful. And I'd say out of all the companies we've met with, like there's maybe been one that's like actually like up to speed, but most are still on the Chat GPT, the Copilot, just like barely dipping their toes in to what's actually possible.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've seen a lot of business owners actually feel overwhelmed
Yeah.
because of the rate that AI is progressing.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's super beneficial to have us come in as certified AI partners to partner up with these companies and actually help them be on the bleeding edge of AI. Because in this day and age, there's a lot of fear mongering, people saying like, oh, AI is going to take over the world, it's going to take your jobs. The truth is AI is not going to take your job, but someone or a company that does know how to use AI is, right? And so
Exactly.
we arm these business owners, we arm these companies with the tools so they can have the competitive advantage.
Yeah. And another thing we do as fractional chief AI officers, right, is we do trainings. We train the employees to be up to speed with AI, using it in their jobs, because it's kind of this duality of like AI is extremely powerful, but it's only as powerful as the person who knows how to use it, right?
Right.
And so the employees, they're the best ones who know how to do their job, right? And it's like we kind of know how to use AI really well, but so we kind of help them connect the blocks right there, and so they can 5x their output. They're all of a sudden able to get their job done 5 times faster, focus on higher level work that AI can't do on its own, and they're able to kind of guide it.
Yeah. And the cool thing too is we take that load off of the CEO, off of the other executives, so they don't have to spend time training their staff. We actually do that.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice because we come in, train them on the tools, and actually implement the best tools. That way, like you said, they can get 5x the output without it being a headache for the CEO.
Right. It's kind of like that captive insurance company, right? They, because beyond training, we also do automations that we build that are a lot more technical, and you got to be in the weeds to build it out. This captive insurance company was paying an offshore team $100,000 a year to go through thousands of bank statements and then upload them into QuickBooks. And it's like we were able to just build an AI it had 2 AIs that would cross-check each other, but it would read the bank statements, make sure they got the same information, then upload it to QuickBooks. And we were able to build out a deep automation like that saved a company $100,000 a year. And that's kind of our goal, right, as certified AI partners now, is to work with bigger enterprise clients and solve big problems and be their fractional CAIO.
Yeah. And really the biggest goal that we have is provide ROI, right?
Yeah.
And have the proof to show it. And so that means building out dashboards that show the direct ROI, the hours saved, the revenue saved, like with this captive insurance company. So that way you're not just guessing, right? Because there's a lot of just guessing going on in the industry right now.
Yeah.
They're guessing that it's helping them. They're guessing that it's saving them money. And so that's why we come in, because we actually give them the proof that, no, this is saving you money. This is saving you time.
Exactly. So let's touch on that really quick, Carter. Like, why do you think so many people kind of mistrust AI right now, or mistrust all these AI agencies or consultants? And why is certified AI partners different, do you think?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistrust comes from the hype.
Yeah.
Right? Comes from the viral Instagram reels, the shorts that you see, where people are just saying like AI.
I fired my whole team.
Yeah. Or you hear like about the layoffs, right? You hear about
Yeah.
like Oracle laying off 30,000 people in one round. And, the thing is there's kind of there's a gap between hearing the hype and actually using it. And so a lot of these business owners, they hear the hype and then they go to use it on their own and they're like, this is not even close to
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And it's really because they don't have the tools, the skills, the knowledge to implement it in a way that gives them that ROI. Because they're just going to Microsoft Copilot and prompting it.
You're
And they're
right.
like, this sucks. I'm hearing Oracle laid off 30,000 of their employees, but I can't even get Copilot to do one simple task for me.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a big gap between what's online and the business owners that are trying to use it.
Yeah. And I think too, like, just like the overpromise kind of that you touched on, or there'll be these AI consultants that are like, oh, like it'll do all these things, like this AI sales rep will get you all these leads, you know, and it's like they're burning their token usage and paying thousands and all of that, and they're not even getting one client from that. And so that's kind of where we're trying to heal that or be different in the spaces. We come in, we build out automations, we train your team, and we map out to an ROI dashboard. Like, look, here's this automation. Here's how much time it's saving you. Here's how much money it's saving you. And also, like, if it's like a sales system, like, here's how it's helping with leads. Your conversion rate went from this to this. So we can prove that, you know, it's an ROI on what you're investing into us.
Exactly. That's our biggest goal, is not to bull crap these companies, right? Because there is so much hype and there is so many like over promises. That's exactly what we're not going to do, right? We're not going to overpromise. We're not going to tell you can do things that it can't. We're not going to lie about numbers. Like you said, we're going to get down to the specifics and show you exactly how much time and money it's saving you.
Yeah.
And our goal is just to be completely transparent with these business owners.
Exactly. And an example of this is like a CPA firm that I was kind of talking to last week while you and Brendan were working on something. But they wanted to automate something, and it was with this one software that they're using. And I was actually like, look, guys, like AI can't do this thing that you're trying to get it to do, right? It would be a breach of security. They were trying to run some documents through it. And so I was actually telling them, look, you shouldn't do it this way, but here's a way that you could do it. And so it's like, we're very upfront about like what they should automate, what they shouldn't automate, where AI is good, where AI is not as good, and just kind of handling that whole AI thing for them.
Exactly. And that's where really our expertise comes in as 3 AI partners, is because we've all worked across many different industries. We've seen what works, we've seen what doesn't, and we're really only going to implement things that are going to directly give you ROI.
Yeah.
And so we're not gonna be the AI agency or the AI company that comes in and automates useless things. We're gonna come in and really give you guys value.
Exactly. Let's give away some of our secret sauce right now. Like, what are some of the ways we're using AI?
Yeah. One of the coolest ways that we're using AI right now is agentic AI.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you guys use a platform like Claude Code or Codex or OpenClaw, you can actually spin up sub-agents to go do research for you. So an example is this morning, we're planning some different content strategies. I can spin up sub-agents, 3 or 4 sub-agents through Codex.
Yeah.
And those sub-agents will go on my computer, go scrape content, go find what's working in this industry, and then spit back at me a report based on what the different 4 sub-agents ran.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd even say like our OpenClaw or Hermes agents that we run, they have access on our Mac Minis. They can send text messages for us. They have access to our CRM. It's kind of interesting because like we're only 3 people, but I'd argue we're very leveraged in the sense of AI, because we're using AIs that it'll go into, like, for example, it'll go into our CRM, check on like what this lead is at. You know, let's say we're working with XYZ company. Be like, okay, you guys have emailed these emails to XYZ company. You guys haven't followed up in a day, and it'll be like every morning, at least I wake up to like, agent will send me a message like, here are the top 3 people you need to contact today. I already drafted the emails. You go through, edit it to how you need to, and then we just like hit send. And so it's like little things like that that just give us all that leverage.
Yeah, they help us be more efficient, help us do what a team of 10 could do, but only as 3. Right?
Exactly.
It's really cool because we've set up all these systems for us internally, and so we're able to see the ROI within our business, and we're able to test things before we actually implement them into other businesses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even just like the Hermes and the iMessage, it's awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we actually were able to automate a lot of prospecting through some warm leads that we had. We were able to connect Hermes to iMessage on one of our Mac Minis and send out automated messages, just kind of like starting the conversation with these business owners.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. Well, let's just talk goals. You know, like what's our overall goal? You know, what do you think we should tell the people?
Yeah, honestly, our goal is to become the biggest AI fractional and consulting firm, at least here in Utah, hopefully nationwide.
Yeah.
And and honestly dominate the space. We really want to be a disruptor in the space by coming in with honesty, with credibility, and making sure we're actually providing ROI.
Yeah, that big ROI dashboard. Yeah, and we've been walking into CPA firms, brokerages. We're doing events. So stay tuned, everyone.
Yeah, definitely follow and subscribe to these pages. We're going to be posting at least daily and keeping you guys updated on how it's going.
Yeah, follow along for the journey.